Good afternoon, YouTube. So I'm hearing some reports of the farmers out here having issues of the corn crops this year from the flooding, from the various different difficulties that they faced. And this has been very across the country, different reports. But I gotta tell you, I'm growing stuff right here in my backyard, and if you can look in my sunglasses right now, you're about to see what I'm having happen. Now, the only thing that I've seen this year really that's really been unique has been that I had a sunflower that grew really weird, like a mutant, had no leaves from about halfway up the stalk all the way to the head. So that was unique. I'll just put it that way. Never seen one do that. Now, I've also had mutant squash this year. I've had them grow out of the same stem and doubles coming out of the same stem. I've had the same problem with my zucchini. But I will say this, overall, I'm having a pretty good year. It looks to be that I'm doing well, and I'm about to show you guys this. So here we go. Right here, we had a sunflower drop wild out here on me, and of course we had those kind of things happen. You know, it's just part of the process. Right down through here we have the squash, and these things are just enormous this year. I don't think I've ever seen my squash plants get this big, but they're big. They're about probably 3.5 foot tall, and some of these leaves in here are about 2 foot wide. It's just amazing. All right, my silver queen corn is growing right down beside that. So I got a patch of corn that's growing in there. It's doing well. As you can see, my sunflowers are doing pretty well as well. So I'm not having any difficulties there. So I'm getting my pollinators. That's not a problem. What I am having issues out of are my peppers. This right here is my cayenne pepper patch right here. And these right here are sweet bells. And on the other side of that crate, which I have a tomato plant down I need to tie back up, but on the other side of that crate are banana peppers. All down through here are all early red chief tomatoes. There's 2 beefsteaks down at the end down there. These guys right here are homesteaders, Rutgers, just a mix of different canning type tomatoes. So I'm not really having any issues out of my garden this year. Now I've heard of other people talking about how much of a problem they're having, but I'm definitely not. And I'm having this thing because I grow heirlooms, all non-GMO, so I get this little weird tomato patch popping up everywhere every time I replant. Same thing with squash or anything else. But as you can see, I'm doing pretty well, so I really can't complain with the production I'm getting. These right here are cantaloupes. They kind of sprung up. I haven't planted those in 2 years. This is another variation of sunflower that I got. Those are doing well. So I'm getting some good production here. My beefsteaks, I don't know if you can see that or not, so I'm full. I'm full over here too. Now, let's go on down this patch here. Let's take you down through some of these other ones here now. One of my best early red chiefs that I have here is the ones I spend a little more time with than any of the rest of them. It's an experimental plant. I've never messed with this breed before, so it's a unique thing. As you can tell, I'm getting production, quite a lot of it actually, on every single one of my plants. So I really don't know what the farmers are talking about with the corn production being so bad, because that's just not something I'm experiencing. Because as you can see, I got corn on, and this is all sweet corn, silver queen, and it's doing well. I've got some stunted growth in a couple of plants, but there's nothing out of the ordinary with corn. So I'm not sure what they're really saying here, but I'm not seeing anything to the effect of what they're trying to claim. So here we have a mammoth that's opening up. Mammoth sunflower. We're gonna get them good sunflower seeds. These right here, I only plant these because I draw my pollinators in with them. So I'm doing well with those. And then same here. This is the one that I wound up chopping the top off of. From right there at that chop on up, about 4 or 5 more feet high, I had no leaves on the stalk and nothing but a head up there. Now that's the mutant that I'm telling you I had. This one's not even the one that's supposed to grow a variety on the same stalk. This was an oil variety sunflower, so mutant. That does happen. So as for that, that's really the only thing that I can see that I've had any major differences in the garden this season. This is Autumn Beauty. I got some pretty sunflowers out here. They just work out well for drawing in my pollinators. You know, here again, see, I got corn everywhere, you know. Now I got a stunted one right here. Also got a bunch of grass in there. That's my fault. But that's because I can't really get out here and do things like I used to do. So sometimes I have this kind of an issue. And I do the best I can with what I got. So I don't think I'd be letting these reports that are coming out scare you too much. Because, I mean, I'm really, look, I've got nice full ears even, look, I mean, you know, so what's the problem here? You know, I've got sunflowers reaching to the sky here. That joker there is at least 15 foot tall right there. That sun gun right there is just a monster. But, you know, there's little things like this right here that are partly in part due to my soil amendment. There's another Autumn Beauty. Just a beautiful sunflower there. I just like showing those off. But for the most part, I'm not really having any difficulties. I just thought maybe I'd share this video and you know, I mean, I'm having one heck of a squash harvest. And I'm having to pick this stuff every day. I mean, even my basil's doing well. It's getting attacked by bugs, but yeah, that's kind of what happens. So my basil right here, it's doing well. That's grown in cotton compost actually, and it's doing really well. My garlic came out okay. I didn't have any problems with that. You know, so I mean, I just really can't. I really can't complain too much about what I've had happen here. I'd watch some of these reports carefully. If I come back on here and I'm telling you, look, man, I'm having some problems here with some major problems, I'll be back with it. But as of right now, I don't have anything. So I really don't know. I know that there may be some late harvest, and now that may be a disaster. But they're talking about this as far as Tennessee. I got family in Tennessee. I just left there today. Their corn is amazing looking up there. And that's in southern middle Tennessee. So I'm not quite sure what they're saying. Some of these reports, you gotta just take them with a grain of salt because they're not accurate. All right, YouTube. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you again.